This episode is brought to you by Tabletop Dominion. If the antics of the circus have given you the desire to roll some dice of your own, head to tabletopdominion.com and use the code DESIRE10. It's the Troll Puppet Show! It's time to take a trophy, let's go without delay. It's time to head back down and do a puppet show today. We'll try some taxidermy to combat the decay. Back to the calling host for a Troll Puppet Show today. Out of spite we conjure up some plans for retribution. A wiggling of a severed hand with a touch of minor illusion. Tamalin's rudeness has backfired. Respect the circus naming dice and desire.
You had sort of drifted off mid-ride and had a bit of a daydream and
fell off my horse like a dickhead.
Yeah, you sort of
seen his dad
drifted.
Falling off his horse.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
so the rest
that's
of
a
you,
horrible way to change the story just to avoid flirting with Luke.
That's an extreme length.
It's all here, baby.
No.
Yeah, he literally changed the. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. Oh, it's a disillusion. It's a mirage.
It was all a dream.
Dabov
it's all
sheepishly gets back on his horse whilst also trying to hide his erection.
Just use it to pole vault back up into the saddle.
It is
Greg
long
leans
enough.
over and goes, I can't help but notice that you seem to have grown 2 inches too.
So yes, the rest of you, all you saw, there was nothing in the road for any of you. All you saw was Dabov falling off of his horse.
Ha!
Oh, must have cast grease on the back of this horse or something. Fucking hell.
Are you okay,
Sorry,
Dabov?
lads.
Well, why would you be casting grease on the back of a horse? That's a weird thing to do to a horse.
Is that a euphemism?
Yeah, it is.
Are you okay?
Yeah, been better. Not gonna lie. Have just fallen off a horse, and I'm only like 3 feet tall.
Ego's a bit bruised, isn't it?
Yeah, I did land on my keys as well, so like, get a bit of a bruise on the old hip, but it's all right. Landed on Vin. Vin shielded most of it.
Finn died.
I've seen
Yeah,
you
Vin's just
land.
dead.
I've seen you land backflips in the heat of battle. You're an expert horseman.
Am I? My animal handling's terrible.
You've always been very good on the back of whichever horse is yours.
Hold on, I will inform you which
Kevin.
one it is. Oh, it's
Kevin's
Kevin.
mine.
Maybe Kevin's
There
a
you
bit too... Maybe Kevin's a bit big for him. Would you like to swap for the DOS?
Doss is mine.
No, Doss is mine.
And I'm Spartacus. No, I'm sorry.
Hold on,
Doss is definitely mine.
I'm sure you're small enough to ride.
DOS is yours, yeah. I've got Trez. Stu is Uno.
Oh yeah.
I am
So
fine
Sebastian
with
can
Kevin.
be used as a mount, right?
I mean, probably for Luke's character, yeah.
If he's got enough
His
grease
toes
left over.
just dragging on the floor as he goes.
But I like being high up. It's like, you know, when a little man gets in a really big 4x4, like just to compensate. I like to be on a big horse because it makes me feel big.
Why don't we change the name of your horse to Lambo?
Change it to Range Rover Evoque. Yeah, the compensator.
The Compensator. Well, there's a fantasy nickname if I've ever heard one.
Are you back on the horse?
Yeah, I'd probably backflipped up there,
I mean, you make it sound like he's on drugs or something, you back on the horse, mate.
chasing the dragon. Yeah.
When anyone else envisions Dabov flipping around everywhere, does anyone else like hear the Mario jump noise?
No, but I will now every time, thanks.
I just pictured the Gummy Bears cartoon where they take the potion and just bounce all over the place.
The Dabov's made of flubber.
I've carried on. I'm like 50 yards ahead at this point. I'm not stopping.
Just heard a thud and just assumed, yeah.
No, I laughed. I very specifically laughed. But carried on.
You can ride, to be fair, you can ride 50 yards ahead of us for the whole way now because that troll's head is really starting to stink.
That's
No.
why I fell off the horse.
It takes more than the half an hour we've been riding for that to start decomposing.
Trolls are already smelly.
I'm going to fly over there and just pour some perfume on it.
Thank you. That's much
On
appreciated.
what? The troll head.
Yeah.
Do you know what makes me laugh? Is that when he says fly, I don't imagine that he gets off the horse. He just lifts the horse up.
We do actually need to establish, do I have the strength to do that?
To lift a horse?
Yeah,
No.
between my legs. Betwixt my legs.
No.
Okay, no. That's
We
fine.
also need
I-
to establish how
I-
much perfume you've got left in this bottle, because it gets used a lot.
I got three vials.
Didn't you have bars of incense?
I have used it a bit. Shall we say I'm down to 2?
Okay.
So I've got an empty vial now.
Keep track of your perfume, please. It's vitally important.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I forgot he had the soap bars, yeah.
the
I like the implication there. But...
the troll's head now smells considerably less.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, it's just that now that mix of like putrefied flesh and sort of flat. It's almost
It's been dead for about an hour.
It's like when someone with BO is trying to cover it up with links. That's what it's basically
Yeah, it smells like
Yeah.
a teenager's bedroom.
It's the
Yeah.
boys' changing rooms. That's
Yeah.
Yeah. And now that the head smells considerably better, I slowly return to the pack, and we carry on.
Okay. You carry on.
Return to the pack. You getting the bruschetta out again?
Return of the. So you all back on your horses, and having dealt with Dabble's embarrassment or whatever you want to call it, you continue eastward on the Evermore Way. After a little bit longer, you ride past a turning on your right to the south, which there's a signpost telling you that is Jundar's Pass. From your look at the map previously, you know that you're not too far away now from the turning that you'll be needing. Not long after this, you see a trail, a second trail head southwards with a signpost indicating it is indeed the turning for Noanar's Hold, named Dead Horse's Path. You turn the horses southward, facing up to the enormity of the high forest in front of you, which spans your entire horizon.
Looking at the sign, which I'm able to read somehow, despite Krill not being able to read, I lean down into Nathan's ear and go,
I'm sure it doesn't mean anything. It's just a name.
We'll find out. You have not visited the Hold before, and hope it does not take you too close to the forest. An area of land that is known to most as being a formidable destination. After around a half day's ride from setting off from the Calling Horns, you eventually see the village you've been heading to and hear the rush of a river in the distance. As you get closer, you see plenty of cottages and stables, most of which are near or set amongst the trees, with one large lodge near the forest. A short distance away, up a small hill, sits a stone keep, which has seen better days. It is eerily quiet as you walk through the village. Can I get a perception check from all of you, please? Don't worry, this one is actually happening.
Oh, nutty teas.
Ooh.
Was that 3?
18.
23.
16.
Okay.
Lots of big
Pretty much all of you.
numbers, yeah.
Pretty much all of you then. As you're walking through, as I say, it's eerily quiet. And you actually get a sense that, like, looking at some of these buildings, some of these lodges and cottages, you get the impression that some of these, if not all of these, have been, I wouldn't say abandoned, but they don't look like they're currently being used, and they may not have been used for some time. It's getting late. The sun is setting very much. It's not night time at this point by any means, but it's definitely, it's dusky. You can see just a little bit of glimpse of light over the trees, but it's definitely getting darker. Where would you like to head?
What are our options?
Well, so as I say, you're in the middle of a village. You know what you came here to do. It's getting late. It's up to you what you want to do in terms of whether you want to settle here for the night overall, or whether you want to get back out on the road straight after you've done your deed.
So are we immediately in amongst abandoned buildings?
Yeah, actually, let me pop you. I should have just done this. I'll pop you onto the map of Nolan's.
I'm of the opinion that it's not that late in the day, is it? I mean, how about
It's probably like 8 or 9 o'clock at night at this time.
Oh, okay.
We may as well spend
So, I
the
mean,
night
it's-
here. Surely,
Yeah,
if we're
absolutely.
dropping
Yeah, but
off
we
the
have
stuff,
no
we're in a
choice.
fort.
I think,
You can hear like some noise from around town. It's not completely deserted by any means, but you just, like I say, you get the impression that some of these houses they look very much unoccupied right now and don't look in very, very good condition.
Oh,
Yeah, so
there might be some loose bits of wood, Michael.
That's what I'm thinking.
so I'm of the opinion that we find somewhere abandoned, bed down, and then do everything else in the morning.
Well, surely we should go and see the guard first up at the actual hold and give him like
I
the
feel
armor,
like the
'cause-
hold is going to lead to something more. Like that guard's going to lead to something or tell us to go somewhere. Are we not better to deal with that with fresh morning heads?
Yeah, but I'm also thinking if we went to the hold, would we not have like a better place to stay? Maybe they could bed us down for the evening.
there is. I mean, as you're, like I say, you can hear noise around town. You can hear a little bit of noise to the sort of the map's a bit misleading because that shows the north, but to the sort of the southeast of you, you can see a slightly larger building, which you would probably guess is an inn. If you wanted to stay in an inn rather than an abandoned building.
Nah, let's rough it.
Well-
Camping trip.
Perhaps we should go to the inn, the White Hart Inn, as I am guessing it is, and just gather like what's going on in the land. Like, is it safe to bed down in an abandoned house? Have they been getting
Yeah.
like attacks
at least-
in the evenings or anything like that?
Yeah, let's at least see if anyone's there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good
Okay.
idea. We don't want to just get discovered sleeping in an abandoned
Yeah.
building unnecessarily.
I love Sam's idea though. Abandoned village. Yeah, sure. Let's just sleep in one of the potentially deadly places.
That thing so far has led me to believe that any of this is deadly. It's like about
on a
horses,
sec.
but
Can you give me about 10 minutes? I just need to change a couple of things.
yeah.
How do
You suddenly hear 300 dragons in the sky. Right.
Only 300.
So you-
Oh, we'll take them out. Easy.
You head. Are you heading to the inn or not?
Well,
Krill, feel free to.
well, we should take cover if there's 300 dragons.
Sorry, Michael. That was actually a joke. There wasn't actually. 300
Oh,
dragons.
Sorry.
No, that was my bad. I didn't say like nah or JK or anything like that afterwards. So that's on me.
I was looking for sort of that one eye closed, tongue out, goofy emoji. There it is.
Right. So, are you heading to the inn then?
Yeah.
Let's go in.
I suppose so. Krill sort of.
I mean, Krill. If Krill doesn't think it's deadly, Krill can always stay in an abandoned
Krill
house.
walks along behind on his horse. You know, like how a kid walks along, sort of stroppy, kicking a stone. Nathan's doing that.
Quinch doesn't notice any difference.
Right. So you head over to the inn then. As you get close, you see the sign hanging above it, and it is named the White Horse Inn. Is that what it is? The White Hart Inn.
yeah, it's
Sorry,
an old sign.
apologies. Yeah, they've changed it. The White Hart Inn. It's decently sized. It's not the biggest inn that you've seen, but it's in better condition than some of the houses you've seen. Seems to be regularly used. Definitely not abandoned. As I say, you can hear a little noise inside, but it's not like it's huge booming singing or anything like that. There's not a lot of merriment coming from it. You going in?
Yeah, I think
Wanna
so.
look
Yeah.
at-
Suppose so.
Quinch will strike. Quinch will sheepishly walk in first.
Sheepishly walking first. Okay. Quinch sheepishly going to walk inside. Just as he gets to the door, it actually opens out, like just as you're about to go inside.
Quinch turns around and looks at Krill.
Krill acknowledges that it's an outward opening door and goes,
Oh, it just gets worse and worse.
You see two sort of fairly timid-looking humans walking out, and just behind them is somebody who is, well, I guess to the side of them at first, as you see them, is sort of holding the door out open for them, and he just sort of looks at them and he just goes, he just says, "Right, you get yourselves home safe, okay?" And then he sort of, as they sort of go like past you without making any sort of eye contact or anything, he clocks Quinch. Says, "Oh, are you here for a room?"
Yes, well, pleasure to meet you. My name's Quinch. What's your name?
It's Gil.
Gil, it's nice to meet you. We're a band of travellers who've had a longish day on the road, slightly concerned by the names of these local paths. We've happened upon your town, which appears to be deserted. Is this a safe place to stay? What's the situation here?
Yeah, and just as you're saying, like, is it a safe place to stay? He looks out and sees that. Well, you don't see what he sees, but he's just looking around, and then he goes, "Yeah, it's safe. Just you want to get in? Just come in now. Please.
Can we bring our horses in? We're a little concerned about their safety."
There is there is a stable around the side. If you can take him around there and tie him up, but get in as quick as you can. If you can.
Guys, I think we should do that. That seems fairly amicable.
Yeah.
Can I roll insight on him?
Yeah, go for it.
What essentially what I'm thinking is like, is he the way he's talking? There's two things that is he genuinely concerned for something? Is there a danger, and he wants us to come in, or is he the danger? That's the kind of what I'm aiming for.
Oh, okay.
You know?
So if we were to try and distill that, are you?
Does he want us in there to keep us safe, or does he want us in there to either fleece us or
how
rob,
legit is his acting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Right,
Let's
go
roll it. That's a flat 14 on the dice, and I don't have a modifier for insight.
You, what I'll say is you probably don't get a sense of exact answers to those questions, but you can tell from his mannerisms he's skittish, and you know he looked like he was concerned about the two that left the inn when they were going. Like he was seeing them out to make sure they got out okay.
Can I just ask him then? I'll just say, Quinch, do you mind taking Uno round for me, please, while I speak to Gil?
If you could take Nathan also.
Yes, it makes sense that the few of us as possible make the trip. Yep.
Where were those two? Gil, you said your name was Gil.
Yeah, that's right.
What was? I've stepped inside the pub now. Where were those two gentlemen going that have just left?
They were going home. They were here for a few drinks. I mean, what are the rest of you doing? The rest of you still outside?
So Quinch, Quinch grabs.
Quinch is taking those.
Yeah, Quinch grabs his wooden spoon and wipes it under his armpit, and to attract the scent of the horses, and pulls them all round. It can be a struggle to wrangle so many, so he needs something to lure him in a little bit.
A horse is notorious for being attracted to the scent of a dragonborn armpit?
Quinch is aware that these horses are, at least.
Right, okay. Fair enough. Have you been training them? Do I need to make a new chart about horse armpit training?
What Quinch does with the spoon is best saved for the spin-off.
Yeah. Okay, spoon off. Okay, so you whatever that happens, you do that, and you take the horses off. The other, obviously, Krill's disappeared, which is good timing. Dabov, Greg, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll go in with Dweezil. I'll follow his lead.
I'll take the horses round with Quinch then. Why not?
Okay, so you two take the horses round. So the other three of you are sort of by the doorway or trying to get in. And Gil says, I can ask all your questions. Just everyone get inside. It's getting late, so just I'll get you set up. We've got rooms. If you're looking here to stay, I'd rather you not out there at night. So just come in, and we'll sort everything out, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
If I were the proprietor of a tavern or an inn or a boarding house, I would also rather people not just stay outside at night. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, I can understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I can't deny that it helps my business, but I do rather.
Right, let's get inside. Yeah, you're right. Let's get inside, and then we can have a chat.
This is a conversation best had inside at night than outside. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So the three of you head in. Quinch and Greg.
Would Quinch and Greg have caught up by this time?
Yeah, I mean the probably around that sort of time. As you're walking around the outside of the inn, you notice off to the, as you were looking at to the right, you notice some stables and places to lock up to sort of tie up the horses and everything. There's no one there to help you necessarily, so you sort of left to your own devices and you tie up the horses, presumably, and Sebastian. I don't know, can't ask. So you then head back to the front of the inn. Are you going in, presumably?
Yeah, we'll go in. We'll join in.
100%.
So you go in. As you all have now entered the inn, you see that it's very there's very few people in here, it's a fairly decent sized inn, as I say, but there's only probably one or two tables that are occupied at this point. As you're sort of coming in, Gil turns around and says, "Go and take a table. I'll get some drinks. I'll come over and we can have a proper chat. Okay? What can I get you?
What have you got? I don't know why I'm like stuttering now. Just like I've just taken on the same vocal mannerisms as this NPC. Whoa.
It's like when you go on holiday and you start to mimic accents.
No, I don't do that, Sam, because I'm not a racist.
Like, it's a thing. It's subconscious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You tell yourself that. Where are you going on holiday soon?
Barlow.
Have you been practicing your Balinese accent?
Oh God, no.
You're just gonna freestyle it once you get there.
Absolutely.
Barely know a word. Quinch asks, "What do you have a particular? I'm sorry. What's the name of this town, village, or hamlet?"
It's Nona's Hold.
Oh, this is Nona's Hold.
Yes.
Do you have a famous drink of Nona's Hold, or indeed of this establishment?
Jay just got his pen out ready to write it down because these are what he considers important notes. The signature cocktails of Faerun.
You laugh, but when he brings out that book, you're going to be all over that, aren't you?
Well, it's been a little while since we've had any real tourist trade to speak, so we just have your standard mead and wine at the moment.
Mead and wine. I'll have a glass of that.
Sorry, both.
Mead and wine is.
No, mead and wine.
Oh, what is the mead distilled from? Is it honey?
Yes, for the sake of moving things on. Yes,
I'll have two.
Okay, 2 meads. What? Anything else?
Do you have nuggies?
No, we have bread and cheese.
Oh, could we have that and a jug of tap water?
For the table.
Don't we see if they got horse water? I'm not sure if we've got tap water.
No, I'll have some cheese. Yeah, I'll have some cheese in there. Yeah, Quinch will have some cheese in there.
Okay, so two meads, bread and cheese. Anything else for the lot of you?
I'll have the cheese board and some wine, please.
Okay, cheese board and wine. Okay, I've got to write all this down because this is starting to get mathematical. Carry on. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll have a wine. I'll have a wine and some. Is the cheese good?
It's quite strong.
Oh,
do you like strong cheese?
I do like strong cheese, actually.
Yeah, it's quite. It's Tressin cheese.
Oh yeah, I've heard good things. I'll have some wine and I'll have the cheese, but no bread. I'm experimenting with kind of lowering my carb intake. I found the old studded leather armor's been getting a bit tighter recently. Been spending a lot more time on horseback and a lot less time on foot, if you get my meaning.
Yeah, that could be tough.
Gonna redraw Dweez with a muffin top.
Just poking out.
Do you have anything non-alcoholic?
I mean, if I can just have a water, I'll brew us up a nice coffee if you would like that, Krill.
No, thank you. Sorry for him interrupting. Do you have anything non-alcoholic?
We do have. I probably see if we've got a Crimson Bullock somewhere.
Anything else?
We don't sell. No, that's about it.
It's not
Or
very
water.
It's not very inclusive, is it? This pub.
Do you sell tea?
I can put some herbs together, I guess.
Is it Yorkshire tea?
I don't know what that is. No, it'll be mainly grass.
So Yorkshire tea then?
No, no, that's fine. I will. I don't know. I'm just talking shit at this point.
Have some water, mate.
Yeah, I'll have some water, please.
Okay, well the water will be free. That's fine.
I'll take 2 of those then.
Okay, so let's just call it for the whole lot.
8 gold. Why not?
Oh, God, bloody hell, no!
Fuck up.
Behave yourself.
Let's just call it one gold piece for the lot.
Krill pats his pockets and goes,
Oh, bit short on cash these days.
and then looks directly at Dweezil.
Dabov then pats Krill's pockets to confirm that.
Can I have a sleight of hand, please, versus your perception?
18 sleight of hand.
19. Perception.
So
Convenient.
Dabov manages to do it.
Check your roll 20.
Nah.
Dabov manages to do it, but Krill definitely notices.
Well, he only patted me, right? He didn't take anything.
Well, I seem to be for the first time in our travels together. The whip seems to be
Healthy?
healthy. I'm.
Healthy.
I shall, of course, be covering all these expenses with our communal money, and I flip a gold piece into the air, and it spins round loads and loads of times, and it lands on the bar on its edge, and everyone goes, "Ooh."
Ooh, the 2 people that are in the 2 people there, they go, ooh.
Yeah.
So he said you'd go and have a table. Are you going to go and sit down? He's going to get all everything ready and bring it over to you and have a chat.
Is it a booth?
Is Gil a human?
Gil is a human, yes. Sorry, human man. He's a little older, a little ragged around the edges. By no means sort of like he's probably in his mid-50s. And yeah, he's very much like the rest of this village, whatever you want to call it. Definitely not in peak condition.
And does he have like a waitress that's going to help him with the order, or
No, he's on his own. He's literally just behind the bar. He's just scuttling around doing everything.
Gil? Do you want a hand preparing that, or?
Well, I'll prepare it, but if you can take it over to your friends.
Yes,
that'd
of
be great,
course. Yeah. Do you mind if I ask you why you're slightly on edge about having us come inside so quickly after we met you? Yes. Excuse me.
Well, yeah, I did say to your friend that I'd explain. Shall I do the drinks first?
Sorry, I didn't want to. I was just excited.
You've given me a big order. I've just got to remember.
Yes, sorry.
I'm not used to having big orders at the moment, and needless to say, the shorthand is dangerous out there. So anyway, so he does that. Are the rest of you gone and sat down?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you sit down. You find this table large enough to accommodate at least the 5 of you, potentially the 6 if Gil comes and sits down. After a couple of minutes, Gil's got everything ready. He's got a couple of the meads, the water. He's probably handing them to you, Quinch, sort of, maybe not one at a time, but rather than putting them all together in one big order that still would struggle, he's sort of handing them over to you, and you're sort of taking over maybe a couple of drinks, whatever at a time.
Yeah.
The last things left are the bread and cheese, and he brings over a fairly decently sized platter with a few chunks of fairly warm bread still, and some very, very crumbly cheese that as soon as it gets close to you, you can smell the strength in it. It's very much hits the nostrils as it gets close. As he draws over to you, he says, I see that you've picked the poetry table. Just feel free to have a look at that at some point. We've invited our guests to scrawl poems on there and do stuff with it. It's just like a little tradition that we've had in the inn for a while. So feel free to have a look at that at your leisure, and feel free to add to it if you've got any lovely poems. And he looks at Dweezil and sort of says, "You look like you might be a bit of a performer, sir. If you've got any bawdy poems, feel free to add it, and the rest of you. But down to business. You've obviously been inquisitive as to why I've been trying to drag you inside, and well, at night time, this around here it can get very, very, very dangerous. The hunt lords roam around our lands at nights, and this town's got a bit of a reputation for people going missing, and it's been going now for decades, if not centuries, long before I were a boy, and it's just best if you can stay inside at night. Just stay here all night. Don't go out. Wait until morning if you're off into the forest or whether you're back up onto the trail. But just don't leave the inn.
Hunt lords, you say? Who are the hunt lords?
Well, they are the original owners of known as Hold.
Right.
They looked after the Hold for many a year, but they were well. I'm talking about rumours here. I like I say they were before my time, but they were cruel. You wouldn't think it to look at this place now, but this used to be a thriving hunting lodge. We used to get people coming to this village to go into the forest and have rangers take them out there and do some hunting. But we had far too many, and he sort of looks very like into the distance, trying to pick his words. Accidents, shall we call them? Many people would come here, and they'd never come back out of that forest, even though the rangers would. It was very clear that the lords were cruel and unkind. They'd often ask guests up to the keep. Those guests wouldn't return. But I don't know what happened. They're still here. I've been fortunate enough not to see them, but the rumor is that they still roam around at night. We still hear things at night time. Still hear of screams in the night. And so it's just best all round. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's best all round that we just stick to the rumours and stick to what we've heard and just keep everyone safe. Thanks for listening. Make sure you don't miss out on the circus's next crazy antics by hitting subscribe on your podcast app of choice. And in between episodes, you can always find us on social media by searching Dyson Desire on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. We're in our 3rd year now, and if you want to help us grow, you can do so in a number of ways. You can tell a friend, because word of mouth really helps us get our name out there, or you can review us on Apple or Podchaser to help with our visibility. Finally, you can donate to our Ko-fi page to help us take the show to the next level. All links can be found in this episode's description. And never forget, sometimes it is a dog licking a tree, yes?
This is a player from Carcosa Online. Please, you have to help. We are dying here. People are dying. What the hell is this game?
Hello. We here at Ballad of the Seven Dice are sorry for that interruption in your podcast listening. That audio clip was from a confused player from our new campaign, Escaping Carcosa, which can be found on the Ballad of the Seven Dices podcast feed.
Please, let us out! They are eating us! They're eating us!
The story follows two groups. One is a group of investigators trying to free the trapped players using Call of Cthulhu 7E. The other is a Pathfinder 2E group that is trapped inside Carcosa Online. You can also find a visual novel version of our show on our YouTube, and we also have live airings of our episodes every second Saturday at 4 p.m. CST.
Tell my family I love them. Tell them
We hope to see you there. And remember, Nostradamus Corporation cares.